Okay, thank you for joining me in today's video. What we're going to be doing today is examining what's called direct and indirect objects. Now, to provide a little bit of clarity as far as what these refer to, a direct object, more specifically, receives an action, or rather receives the action of a verb directly. So as a quick example sentence, we have, she reads a book. Well, I know in the sentence following that SVO, or subject verb object formulation, my subject here would be she. What is she doing? That would be the verb reads. What's the thing being read, which is our direct object? Well, it would be a book. Okay, so the object again is book, and it's subject to that verb reads. Moving on to what's called an indirect object. For this, we define it simply as it receives the direct object or benefit in some way of the action, which sounds very complex, but in practice, I guarantee you it's much simpler to understand. So with that, we're going to go ahead and look at the first example of an indirect object, which is, excuse me, she gave him a book. Now, the indirect object pronoun here would be him, right? She gave, well, the direct object for what was actually given, we know to be a book. That's what was given. However, it was given to him, so he indirectly receives that object, or rather he is an indirect object of the action, right? All right, now let's go ahead and in the following sentences, 1 through 5, we're going to be picking them apart to determine whether or not, in this case, what the direct objects and the indirect objects happen to be. Excuse me, I'm still waking up. All right, so let's go ahead and read sentence 1, which is, the teacher gave the students extra time. Breaking the sentence down, of course, we know that the teacher is our subject. Our verb associated with that subject is gave. Well, they didn't, in this sentence, I know that the direct object won't be the students because I'm not giving students the students. Instead, I'm giving them extra time, which makes it my direct object. However, the students are beneficiaries of that additional time, which makes them the indirect object. Moving on, sentence number 2. I sent my friend a letter. Our subject for sentence 2 is I. The verb associated with sentence 2 is sent. I sent my friend would not be our direct object because I'm not sending my friend. Instead, it would be a letter. That's our direct object. That's what's being sent. However, it's being delivered to my friend. Therefore, my friend becomes the indirect object. Moving on to sentence number 3, we have he made his brother a sandwich. Breaking it down, we have our subject as being he. The verb associated with our subject would be made, but did he make his brother? No, he did not. Instead, he made a sandwich, which is our direct object. The sandwich we know is given to his brother, which is the beneficiary of that sandwich, or of the action having made that sandwich. Therefore, his brother is the indirect object. Moving on to number 4, we have she showed her parents her artwork. Our subject for sentence 4, she. What did she do? What's our verb? Showed. What did she show? Did she show her parents? No, she did not. She showed her artwork, which is the direct object, but to whom did she show it to? It would be her parents, which makes them the indirect objects of that action. Now, our final sentence is 5. They told the children a story. What's our subject? That collective pronoun. They is our subject. What did they do? What's our verb? They told. What did they tell? They didn't tell the children. Instead, the thing they told was a story, making it our direct object. Who benefits from that story or having told that story would be the children, making them the indirect objects. Okay, so just to clarify what we've gone over in today's lesson, we reviewed both direct and indirect objects. Direct objects being the direct recipients of an action. Indirect objects receive the object or in some way benefit from the action in that sentence. All right, just as a good practice, feel free in the comment section below to create your own sentences which contain both a direct and an indirect object. Try to give me at least 2 just to practice. All right, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to working with you in the next one.